I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
Welcome to EJ's Voiceover Journey, the podcast where the mic is always live and the learning never stops. I'm EJ, a voice actor navigating the world of VO, from auditions and coaching to client work and everything in between. Whether you're just starting out or deep into your voiceover path, join me as I share the highs, lows, lessons, and laughs from behind the booth. Let's bring the script to life together. Well, hello everyone. Yes, I've been gone for quite some time. All that to be addressed, I guess, in this podcast. So, I hope everybody's been fine. I don't have that many listeners, so I won't be surprised if everything is zero. But I'm doing this anyway. So I went back to my Fiverr site that I recreated and added a couple of gigs. That was some time ago. Still no hits on it. You know, a scammer here and there trying to get somewhere, but it's pretty easy to spot them now. I added one for autonomous sensory meridian response, or ASMR. That's a term used to describe like a tingling, static-like, or goosebump sensation in response to specific triggering audio or visual stimuli. So you've heard probably this ASMR where people will do these chants and it puts people in a nice mood or a zone. So the stimuli that can trigger ASMR, as reported by those who experience it, include spoken or whispering voices, quiet clicking of the tongue, or repetitive words. I'm kind of in the process of creating some of those. I've done a couple. Haven't really heard anything. No one's purchased any that I'm aware of. Maybe they will. I need to go practice that again and actually do some learning, because every time you Google for that, it's people not really explaining how to do ASMR, but explaining their ASMR so they can get you to, sell or purchase their ASMR tracks and whatnot. It doesn't really say, here's a path to do ASMR and here's how you would create an ASMR track. They don't explain it generally in that way. I'm just probably on the wrong sites. So again, I'm creating some default ASMR recordings and putting them up on Gabe and we'll see where that goes. So far, nothing great, but, that's the life of doing, Fiverr and all these things on your own. It just takes time to learn till you find that niche and you get into it. And next thing you know, people are listening to your stuff and you're like, wow, this is great. And then you're overwhelmed and like, wow, this might be too much. Let's see. My other gig is for folks who are looking for someone to do YouTube voiceovers specifically. Like you have an unboxing video or an explainer video or some kind of narrative. My first gig is simply VO for e-learning, commercials, and standard things like that. Learning how to create gigs in Fiverr has been ongoing. You're always learning something different. Try this, try that. I was getting some odd results when trying to find my gig online and seeing what it looked like. And that was the wrong method to use, as the pricing kept coming out wrong. So instead of it charging like $5 for a basic read, it was charging $720 or even something more ridiculous. After some time, I started using the internal preview function, and that worked out much better. So also using my phone rather than using my desktop showed more accurate results. Far as getting a lot of that done also requires coaching, and I've attended, quite a few coaching classes. It's a never ending thing. You're going to be, taking classes no matter what. So this one I entered was VO gym class, and like all other group classes where you get about 15 minutes per student and learn how to audition for roles, read copy, and understand that you need to bring life to the script. Your life, your voice. Read the copy using the specs provided, such as, calm, soothing voice, authoritative voice, friendly, humor, and do it all in a conversational style. So you must find out how you would normally sound doing this and adapt it, the copy and your methods together to come out with, that final product. And speaking of roles and getting paid, I did audition for an e-learning role for a company in England. I got their attention. I got a direct message to submit a request, but, haven't heard anything back. And that's been, 3 weeks. Sometimes it takes a while for these things to go through. I've seen stuff on voices.com that I applied to audition for like months ago. And it has just gotten to the deciding section or the deciding point, because you're a director or a casting director and you've got all these people sending you scripts, or not scripts, but audition tapes, and you have to listen to all of them. And that could be, 1,000 or 200, and you got to listen to every one. And you're only listening to the first couple of seconds and you're like, nope. And you just toss them out. So you need to make sure that when you do a read, you open, strong, on point, give them something to keep them listening. So I feel lucky on voices.com because I got like 22 shortlists and a lot of my stuff gets listened to. Shortlisting it makes you feel really good because it means at least they listened to it, they liked what they heard, and they're going to keep you in mind, even though they're listening to other folks. So, you made the cut, first cut, you made it. Now you're like, okay, let's see what happens in round 2, round 3, round 4. Am I still there? And you won't know that. All you'll know is you'll see a notification on the page that said decided and completed. And if you haven't gotten anything that says, hey, you're hired, well, then you didn't get it. That's the sad part. I mean, ups and downs. That's on voices.com. Casting Club, you'll usually know sooner, depending on what the project is that is being run by the creator. And I've usually known within a week or so whether or not I'm shortlisted for a role or I got the role. There's stuff that I've auditioned for back in December that is just popping up now, where I'm getting notifications that the content creator is now closed auditioning and they're going through all of it and listening to all the folks who submitted. And that's probably going to take another month. So, and some will reply right away, hey, you're in this role. You got it. And now we're going to go forward with this other stuff. But it still may be a while before your part comes up. It's kind of weird, especially if you're doing like an audiobook and it's got chapters. Your character may show up in the very first chapter and then they're done. Or they might show up till chapter 10, in my case, for the Transformers, which I'm still waiting on. It's going to come up sometime in July, maybe, and I've been waiting since last year. So kind of funny, kind of not funny, but that's one of the things I have to do is get a better tracking process. So with, ticklers that pop up and say, hey, another 3 weeks. Hey, this is coming up. So I don't overbook, so to speak. I don't have that problem right now, but I can see it coming in the future. So on the game dev sites, that's where I created a list of reads. That's where I posted the ASMR stuff. And I posted some other things, like I've got a few uploaded that are NPC background character voices. And I probably explained this some time ago. I will be making some more. I did purchase a booth. I got tired of doing the DIY thing because I just couldn't find the parts that I wanted to make the booth I wanted. I finally found some online. Took me a while to figure out which one I wanted to pull the trigger on. Finally found it. It's under $600. So hopefully it'll be here this week. And then I can put it up and start using that and then get rid of my DIY stuff and sell it. I'm keeping the blankets though. That's always good for sound abatement. I can hang those up to help room treatment. So unexpectedly long time between posts here. So here we are. This post was initially started March 31st. That's the day I retired from full-time work. And here it is, actually May 19th. And I'm finally recording this thing. I had my mental and written schedule laid out as for what I was going to do on what day and what time. Well, that didn't go completely off the rails, but a lot of things pop up. So I'm an expat living in Japan, so I have to go get my residency card. I got to turn paperwork in. I got to go to immigration for this and that. And there are a few other things that have to be done. And that was taking a while and having to go back and forth. And then I'm going to the gym and, got to have some of that me time and relax time and, working on a couple other things like a storefront that I really need to pay more attention to, but I'm going to focus more on the voiceover side of things rather than the storefront side of things for now. So it's been taking a while to get all this stuff done. Yeah. I still haven't sold anything on those stores and I don't think I'm getting any hits, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up. It just means I need to focus and, like one thing at a time. So my VO class that I'm in now is called VA 101, Voice Acting 101. It's a fun course. It's grouped course. It's got I think 50 people in this thing. There's a lot of people in it. Not everybody shows up at the same time because of the timing, but there are a lot of folks in there. So let's see. All classes are 1 day a week for that one. The audio engineering course I'm in, that's the same, 1 day a week. And then the business course that I signed up for, all of these are on Casting Call Club. They're all once a week. You get a little bit of homework. It's a lot, but I have time to do it. I just have to focus and make sure I time everything else so nothing's crossing over something else. There's a couple other courses I signed up for, but those are like work at your own pace kind of things. So I'm trying to also increase my exposure to Japanese by getting out and going places, putting me in a position where, I must use it. That's not going as well as I'd like it to, but, I'll get there because I want to incorporate that also into VO work. So I'll probably dust off the Meetup app and see what I can find in there. There'll be some things during the day, some things at night. I got plenty of time. So yeah, for a retired guy, I am really busy. There's lots of stuff to do. Plus I want to get my gaming in. That's the fun time. On my casting club VA 101 class, the instructor did drop a challenge on us in the first week. He said, if we get 200 auditions in by the end of the class, which is on the 4th of June, they'll do our demo and sampler reel at no cost. That's my understanding. Those things usually run anywhere from $800 to like $2,000, depending on who's doing it. So I've been averaging about 10 per day. I'm up to 99 as of today, May 19th. So I got 101 more to go. I'd say more than a year ago, it would have been real easy because I was getting inundated from voices.com alone. I could do probably 8 to 10 auditions for commercials per day, almost every day. That would have been done. Don't get me wrong. Just because there are auditions out there, that's still a lot of work. So you got to read it, understand it, follow the spec, record it, edit it, and post it. And ideally, you should be able to do this in less than 15 minutes. You want to make sure that when you post your audition that you're like in the top 10, 15, 20 posters. It doesn't necessarily mean that the sooner you post, you're going to be heard right away, but your chances are better at being heard if you're, in that top group. Whereas if you're number 46, they may not get to you because they may find the person they're looking for, boom, right then and there. It's like, okay, we're done. That's the voice we want. So yeah, again, time is money. Plus, you don't want to be lingering around trying to edit out every single sound or quirk in your recording for, like an hour. You don't want to be messing around that long. 30 minutes is too long. 20 minutes is too long. 15 minutes and less is good. And that takes time. You learn that by, auditioning and practicing and knowing your voice, being able to read the waveform and say, oh, I don't like that mouth noise. That one right there. That mouth noise right there. I don't like that mouth noise. There's this sound in the background. You also don't want to spend a whole lot of time putting every single effect to make it sound pristine. It's an audition. They're listening to hear if you have the voice and the delivery they're looking for. They have engineers on their end. So pretty much the only thing you want to do is take out any ridiculous noises like a car going by or dog barking, somebody slamming a door in the house. Those are the ones you want to get rid of. You don't want to, like I said, make it pristine. You're not sending this up for them to post that day. You want it to just sound nice and clean, as raw and minimalist as possible, so they can do whatever they need to do with it. Their engineers can focus on it and say, okay, this is what we want. This is easy to clean up. And then they make you sound pretty. You just now need to sound pretty enough. So I've picked up, like I said, I've picked up a few here and there. I've got a supporting role as an FBI agent, FBI director in an audiobook. I did my section for chapter 1, and I'm waiting for the other chapters to drop. I think it's 10 chapters long, but I'm not in every chapter, which is fine. I've also done some stuff on Casting Club Call. I got several jobs there. Some paid, some free. Paid is like $20, $30, $40. Some, which the ones I preferred are the percentages. So if that person's product sells, you get a percentage of their sales. So if it goes up in sales, your percentage goes up. That's good. Or you can just take the pay up front and be done. Just kind of depends on how you think it's going to be. Same for audiobooks. That's kind of how audiobooks work. You can either get paid all up front, or you can take residuals. So if you understand anything about the acting world, TV in the U.S., there was a show called Gilligan's Island, came out in the 60s. Majority of the cast took getting paid per episode. One person, I believe Dawn Wells, she took getting paid on residuals. So she made out because the show was a success. It ran like 5 years, and then it went into syndication. So every time they show it, she gets a check. That's what I'm looking for. That's how I want to get paid. Constant in perpetuity, so to speak. So yeah, a lot of work. Like I said, I'm creating my own webpage that showcases my talents along with everything on voices. So there's work to do there. I'm not building this page really fast, taking my time so I can get it right. One of the other courses I'm taking, as I said, is on the business side, and that's being covered there. Just a lot going on right now. So I need to create an intake page for potential clients so they can click on it, give me their information, and then I can work with them. The thing I really want is to direct them to like voices.com or Casting Club or Backstage so that I have that. I can use their back end. So when the client comes in, initially see my web page, and then they can go to that page, find me there, and then we can work through that. There's a lot more safety that way for me on my side, because I can get these folks vetted, which means hopefully I won't run into more scammers. So this has been a long post because I added to it right at the end. Right now I'm waiting on my booth. That should show up today or tomorrow. get that thing put together, and I can start cleaning things up on my recordings. I do have this weird sound, and it may be because I don't have good treatment in the room, but the thing is I don't hear it when I do my recording. I hear it when I post it to sites, and it may be because a lot of sites, I'm really guessing it's all of them, do some processing when you upload your recording. So I know Buzzsprout does it. Voices may do it. And the other sites may do it also. But definitely Buzzsprout does. Which is where you hear this come from, is Buzzsprout. So, thank you again for listening. And you probably heard the new intro. Now you're going to hear the new outro. So again, thank you very much. Sorry for being a little long-winded at over 20 minutes. I try and keep this thing down to 15, so it's not going on too long. Have a good day, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to EJ's voiceover journey. If you're finding value in the ride, don't forget to follow the show and share it with fellow voice actors or anyone curious about the world behind the mic. Until next time, keep practicing, keep recording, and above all, keep using your voice.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? To fight, to die, and this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done, but what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do